Most people think mitochondria are fixed structures like tiny batteries you are born with and slowly lose over time. What the research actually shows is far more hopeful. Your body is capable of building new mitochondria well into later life. And one of the most powerful windows for doing this opens at night while you sleep. What you eat before bed can either signal your cells to repair, regenerate, and build new energy factories, or can quietly shut that process down. Mitochondria are not just about energy. They influence how clearly you think, how stable your mood feels, how well your muscles recover, and even how resilient you are to stress. When mitochondrial function declines, people notice it as brain fog, low motivation, poor sleep quality, slower recovery, and a general sense that their body is not keeping up with their intentions. This is not a willpower issue. It is a cellular signaling issue. Here's the critical insight. At night, your nervous system shifts into a repair-dominant state. Growth hormone pulses increase. Insulin sensitivity changes. Autophagy and mitochondrial biogenesis, the process of creating new mitochondria, become more active. Food consumed in the hours before sleep sends very specific biochemical instructions to your cells about whether this nighttime repair window should be used efficiently or wasted. What is happening in your body during this time is a conversation between nutrients and your genes. Certain foods activate pathways involving peroxisome, proliferator activated, receptor gamma coactivator, 1-alpha, and sirtuins, which are master regulators of mitochondrial growth. Other foods suppress these same pathways, even if the calories seem harmless. When scientists study how new mitochondria are created, they consistently come back to one master switch inside the cell called peroxisome proliferator activated receptor gamma coactivator 1-alpha. You can think of it as the foreman of a construction site. When it is activated, the cell starts building new energy factories. When it stays quiet, mitochondrial decline slowly accelerates. What most people do not realize is that this switch is highly sensitive to nutrient timing, especially in the hours before sleep. Here is what the research shows. During deep sleep, your body naturally increases growth hormone release and shifts toward fat utilization and cellular repair. This environment is ideal for mitochondrial biogenesis, but only if insulin remains stable and inflammation is low. Eating the wrong foods before bed, particularly fast-digesting sugars or heavy refined carbohydrates, spikes insulin and suppresses the very pathways that build mitochondria. The first food that supports nighttime mitochondrial creation is cottage cheese, or plain Greek yogurt. These foods are rich in casein protein, which digests slowly over several hours. As amino acids are gradually released into the bloodstream during sleep, they support muscle repair and brain recovery without causing large insulin spikes. The slow, steady nutrient delivery creates the metabolic calm that mitochondria thrive in. What is happening at the cellular level is subtle but powerful. Amino acids activate muscle protein synthesis while also supporting nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide availability, a molecule essential for mitochondrial energy production. Higher nighttime availability of these substrates supports both the maintenance of existing mitochondria and the creation of new ones. A simple way to apply this is to consume a small serving of cottage cheese or plain Greek yogurt about 60 to 90 minutes before sleep. This timing allows digestion to begin while avoiding discomfort when lying down. Portion size matters. You are signaling repair, not fullness. Think of it as feeding your cells, not your appetite. Have you ever noticed that when you go to bed slightly hungry but not depleted, your sleep feels deeper and your morning energy is higher? This is often a sign that mitochondrial repair processes were able to run without interference. This is also why people who train or stay mentally active later in life benefit disproportionately from this habit. You are extending the body's repair window without overstimulation. The second food works through a completely different biological pathway, yet it converges on the same outcome: stronger, more numerous mitochondria. This time the mechanism is not protein signaling, but polyphenols, plant compounds that act like precision tools for cellular protection and communication. Here's what the research shows. Mitochondria are extremely sensitive to oxidative stress, especially at night when repair processes are active. Excess oxidative damage during sleep blunts mitochondrial biogenesis, even if protein intake and calories are well managed. Certain polyphenols reduce this oxidative load while simultaneously activating sirtuins, a family of enzymes strongly associated with longevity and mitochondrial creation. The food that stands out here is a small serving of blueberries or tart cherries. These fruits are rich in anthocyanins, which have been shown in multiple human and animal studies to improve mitochondrial efficiency and reduce nighttime inflammation. Importantly, when consumed in modest amounts, they do not meaningfully disrupt blood glucose during sleep. What is happening in your brain and body when this occurs is that anthocyanins cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce neuroinflammation. While in muscle tissue, they protect mitochondrial membranes from oxidative damage. This creates an internal environment where existing mitochondria function better and new ones can be built more efficiently. A simple tool to apply is to consume a small handful of blueberries or a modest portion of tart cherries about 90 minutes before bed, ideally paired with a protein source. The fiber and polyphenols slow glucose absorption, while the protein stabilizes insulin. This combination has been shown to improve sleep quality and next-day energy in several controlled trials. The third food works primarily through healthy fats, which may seem counterintuitive to some people. Most discussions about nutrition and sleep focus on protein or carbohydrates, but fats play a unique role in overnight recovery and mitochondrial growth. They stabilize blood sugar, modulate insulin, and support the cellular environment needed for energy factory creation. Here's what the research shows. Studies in both humans and animals indicate that monounsaturated and omega-3 fatty acids can improve mitochondrial function by influencing membrane fluidity and signaling pathways. Mitochondrial membranes are composed of lipids, and their quality directly impacts the efficiency of energy production. Fatty acids consumed before sleep can enhance the structural integrity of these membranes, making mitochondria more resilient and better able to generate ATP. Foods like a small serving of walnuts, almonds, or a teaspoon of flax seeds provide the right combination of omega-3s and monounsaturated fats without spiking insulin. Walnuts, for example, contain alpha-linolenic acid, which has been shown to reduce oxidative stress in mitochondria and support sirtuin activation. Almonds provide magnesium, which not only calms the nervous system, but also acts as a cofactor for enzymes involved in energy metabolism. A simple behavioral tool is to pair these fats with your protein or polyphenol source. Say a handful of walnuts with your Greek, yogurt and blueberries about an hour before sleep. This combination creates a slow, steady nutrient release that keeps your insulin low, supports cellular repair, and primes mitochondrial biogenesis. Think about it like maintaining a garden overnight. The protein delivers the seeds for repair. The polyphenols act as protective mulch, preventing oxidative damage, and the fats are the water and nutrients that allow new structures to flourish. When all three are present, your cellular environment is optimized for regeneration and energy efficiency. Have you noticed how some nights you wake up more alert even after the same amount of sleep? Often this is a sign that your mitochondria were more active overnight, efficiently producing energy while minimizing oxidative stress. These subtle shifts in your biology accumulate over weeks and months into noticeable improvements in energy, focus, and resilience. Now that we understand the individual foods, the question becomes, how do we combine them effectively without disrupting sleep? Timing and portion size are critical. Too much of any one nutrient or consuming them too close to bedtime can blunt the very mitochondrial pathways we are trying to activate. The goal is precision, not volume. Here's what the research shows. Studies on nutrient timing demonstrate that consuming slow-digesting PR, protein, polyphenols, and healthy fats about 60 to 90 minutes before sleep allows for gradual absorption. This ensures that amino acids, antioxidants, and fatty acids are available during the peak of growth, hormone release, and deep sleep cycles. Rapid spikes in glucose or insulin, however, interfere with this process and reduce mitochondrial creation. A practical framework is simple. Start with a protein base such as Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Add a handful of berries or tart cherries for polyphenols. Finish with a small portion of nuts or seeds for healthy fats. The total calorie content should be modest. Think of it as feeding your cells, not filling your stomach. What is happening in your body during this window is a coordinated symphony. Amino acids from proteins support repair and muscle synthesis. Polyphenols protect against oxidative stress. And fats stabilize blood sugar and enhance mitochondrial membrane integrity. Combined, these nutrients send a clear signal: build new mitochondria, repair tissues, optimize energy production. A simple habit to try tonight is preparing this small snack about an hour before bed. Over time, this routine compounds. Research in behavioral neuroscience shows that small, consistent habits at key biological windows, like nutrient timing before sleep, have outsized effects on long-term physiology and performance. Have you ever noticed that subtle changes in evening habits can impact morning energy more than an extra hour of sleep? That is because you are influencing cellular processes that are otherwise invisible. Small, consistent interventions like this one quietly upgrade your biology without requiring extreme effort. Beyond the foods themselves, certain lifestyle factors dramatically amplify mitochondrial growth overnight. Sleep quality, light exposure, and even minor movement patterns all interact with the nutrients you con. Soon to determine how effectively your cells can generate new energy factories. Here is what the research shows. Deep, uninterrupted sleep is essential for the molecular signals that drive mitochondrial biogenesis. Growth hormone peaks, sirtuin activation, and nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide dependent processes are all tightly linked to the sleep cycle. Inadequate sleep or exposure to blue light in the hour before bed suppresses these pathways regardless of what you eat. A simple tool to apply is to dim lights and reduce screens about an hour before consuming your pre-sleep snack. This aligns your circadian rhythm with the nutrient signaling. Even small shifts, such as a 10-minute walk in natural light during the late afternoon, enhance mitochondrial efficiency by improving cellular oxygen utilization and metabolic flexibility. Combining your three foods, protein, polyphenols, and healthy fats, with these lifestyle tweaks creates a synergistic effect. Think of it like laying a foundation for a house. The nutrients are the bricks, and the behavioral environment, sleep, light, movement, is the scaffold and mortar. Both must be present for the structure to be stable and functional. Have you noticed how some nights when your routine is consistent and calm, you wake up feeling energized and mentally sharper? That is mitochondria working optimally. Small interventions compound over time, translating cellular improvements into real-world gains in focus, recovery, and resilience. A motivational perspective is important here. Many people assume change requires extreme effort or complex supplements. The science shows otherwise. Precise, repeatable habits aligned with your biology produce outsized results. Feeding your mitochondria before sleep is one of the most accessible yet potent tools you have to improve energy and performance. The final piece of the puzzle is consist and see. One night of eating the right foods before bed will not dramatically transform your mitochondria, but repeated precise habits over weeks and months will. Biology responds to patterns, not one-off efforts, and the process of mitochondrial biogenesis is cumulative. Small, deliberate actions compound into measurable improvements in energy, cognition, and physical resilience. Here's what the research shows. Longitudinal studies on nutrient timing and mitochondrial function demonstrate that consistent evening intake of slow-digesting protein, polyphenols, and healthy fats leads to higher mitochondrial density in skeletal muscle, improved insulin sensitivity, and better sleep quality. Even modest improvements accumulate, enhancing overall quality of life. A practical framework for habit formation is to link your pre-sleep nutrition routine to an existing nightly cue. For example, after brushing your teeth, prepare your small snack with Greek yogurt, berries, and nuts. Keeping portions consistent. Roughly 1 cup of yogurt, a small handful of berries, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of nuts creates a repeatable ritual. The goal is not to overeat, but to provide your cells with the precise resources they need during the repair window. What is happening at the behavioral level is that you are creating a habit loop. Cue, routine, reward. Your brain begins to anticipate the benefits of deep repair and improved morning energy, which reinforces adherence. The biological reward, more efficient mitochondria, is tangible and self-reinforcing over time. A motivational perspective is important. You are not chasing abstract goals. You are improving your internal machinery. Imagine waking up with sustained energy, sharper focus, and faster recovery from both mental and physical stressors. That is the cumulative effect of consistently feeding your mitochondria the right way at night. Night. As you consider what to eat before bed, remember this. Your mitochondria, the engines of your cells, are listening. The research is clear. The right nutrients at the right time can dramatically enhance mitochondrial biogenesis, supporting energy, focus, and resilience. Over time, these small, deliberate actions compound into meaningful improvements in both brain and body performance. We explore 3 foods that powerfully influence this process. Slow digesting protein like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese delivers amino acids steadily through the night, supporting muscle repair and cellular regeneration. Polyphenol-rich fruits, such as blueberries or tart cherries, reduce oxidative stress and activate sirtuins, enhancing mitochondrial efficiency. Healthy fats, including walnuts, almonds, or flax seeds, stabilize blood sugar, support mitochondrial membrane integrity, and create the optimal environment for energy factory construction. When combined, they signal your body to repair, regenerate, and build new mitochondria while you sleep. Equally important are lifestyle factors that amplify these effects. Deep, uninterrupted sleep, dim lighting before bed, and small behavioral cues like movement or sunlight exposure in the late afternoon all interact with nutrition to maximize mitochondrial growth. These elements create a foundation where your cells can thrive, turning your nightly rest into a biological upgrade session. The practical challenge is simple yet transformative. Tonight, prepare a small pre-sleep snack with 1 cup of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, a handful of blueberries or tart cherries, and a teaspoon or 2 of nuts or seeds. Consume it 60 to 90 minutes before bed in a calm, dimly lit environment. Over the coming weeks, make this a consistent habit, aligning it with your existing nighttime routine. Small, repeated actions like this are the true drivers of cellular optimization. By applying these insights, you are not just chasing energy or recovery. You are actively directing your biology toward resilience, vitality, and longevity. Your mitochondria respond to your choices. And tonight is an opportunity to give them the signal to grow stronger. If this guidance resonates, like, comment, and subscribe to join a community dedicated to applying science to real life. Start tonight and let your body reward you with energy, focus, and vitality tomorrow and in the months ahead.